Okay. Hi, everyone. We are live like I normally do or at the beginning of every stream. I make sure it's live on YouTube, and it is. Okay. So, welcome everyone to Kap and Lauren Learned GROQ Part 6. We've done now 6 of these, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
And we've learned a lot, and we've written a lot of queries, and we've laughed a lot, and yeah.
it's been
Um,
great.
Yeah. So, hi everyone in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you have questions or if you have stuff along the way, be sure to put in the chat and we will be sure to answer. Um, and then, yeah, at the beginning of every stream, we do our icebreaker. And Lauren and I were trying to find the perfect icebreaker. And I think we figured it out. But I think, and I don't know Lauren's answer, but I think we have the same answer. So, the icebreaker, and everyone in chat can also answer. But do you prefer? Is it prefer or like explore? Would you rather explore
Yeah, I think it's
outer?
explore.
Yeah, would you rather explore outer space or the deep ocean? And you
Uh,
go first.
okay. I definitely am gonna say space. Like
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say.
super obsessed with space. Like I really want to go to the International Space Station. Uh, I think that that would be super amazing and fantastic. And one time I was reading about like the astronauts and cosmonauts and all sorts of humans who show up at the International Space Station and they just have like communal dinners every night. And like they were like this one cosmonaut was talking about how they had dinner every night and they like listened to Sade and it just sounded so magical while they're just doing, fun space stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you, Gab?
I definitely would pick space, but I feel like, and yeah, J Fade in 92 in the chat, space because it would be safer. I also feel that. I feel like space would be safer because
Yeah.
there are creatures at the bottom of the ocean that you don't know what they can do.
I mean, there's there could be creatures in space, right? I mean, like it's like a like alien thing, or like Prometheus. The things didn't
That's
go too
true.
well for them
Well, and
in
there's always like that fear
space.
if you like I feel like it's always in movies, but if the rocket goes too intense, you just will tumble in space forever. It's like always
Oh
a fear of
yeah,
mine. Like,
you get
no,
out of
make sure the
orbit.
rockets aren't out of control because you don't want to lose your bearing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
see that seems intense, or like, but either way, I feel like space or sea, right? There's an oxygen concern there, so I think they're pretty evenly matched on that.
yeah, like both you just can't breathe in.
Oh yes, the abyss. Yeah, that movie's terrifying. Jay Fannin. No, thank you.
But yeah, welcome everyone, and we would rather explore space than the deep ocean. Um, So yeah, let's do a quick recap on last week's. So let me share my screen. So we have this blog post. Let me actually put the link in chat. And here you can find the YouTube video from last week, but I'll leave it right there. Kind of. Lauren, do you want to talk about this?
Yep. So last week we talked about and did queries with the ellipsis operator. And we also talked a little bit about scope and we did some chaining of projections. And if you weren't here last time, the ellipsis operator is fantastic because if you happen to do like a custom field, let's say, or a computation, let's say you want to make an alias with your projection, or you want to do like count something. Well, once you put that in the projection, that's the only thing that will be returned. But with the ellipsis operator, you can do your computation and then also still get all of the available attributes. And I guess the one big thing about this is that it's contextual. So the ellipsis operator only works in the context in which you specify. It won't return literally everything. It will only return within the context of that projection.
Yeah, so during the stream, and you can see it if you go and watch it, but we had like nested ellipsis operators within like one of our queries. Oh, here, this is the one. Silly me. But yeah, this one. So this is pulling out like everything, but this is pulling out everything within default product variant. So it's like, hey, I want all of everything. But yeah. And if you want to learn more, definitely check out the stream, check out all of the links. But yeah, today, and then that's what it looks like. So today we're going to talk more about operators. But in past streams that we've done, we've seen some of these, but we haven't really like talked about them a ton. And so today we're going to talk about them more and we're going to use them more because there's kind of some like gotchas that we have figured out, and there's kind of some like really cool things that you can do with it. But yeah. So first, let's start with the logical and. So and returns true if both are true. Otherwise, it returns false or null. So if you would look at like this, true and true, true, but like false and null returns false. Let me actually put this in chat. Perfect. So if you want to follow along, if you want to keep this cheat sheet, this is a really awesome place to find the operators that you can be using GROQ. So let's do the and. So we are going to be using this test studio, which we've used for how many streams?
I think we've done it for the past 3 streams, right? I think it's been half and half. We did half movie and then half of this one.
Yeah, so both of the data sets that we have been using, the movie one and then now this like Candy e-commerce one, can be found if you run sanity init. If you have the, when you get the sanity CLI, run sanity init, and then it will like initialize a project, and then that way you can like choose a like built schema or like data set. And this is the e-commerce one.
Yes.
Yeah, so I can give you access, but you can't really do much. Jay Faden, I don't know, because I think you can just look at it.
Yeah, I think you can just go, I can drop the URL in the chat, but you will only have like read-only access. So you can look through it, but you won't be able to do anything.
But then not even queries. I think you can query on it still.
I think you can. Yeah, you just can't edit or I think create new content.
Yes. So yeah, there's a link to where we're working. So yeah, have at it. If you want to create your own, definitely run sanity in it and then choose, I think it's called e-commerce, I think.
It is.
And then there's movie. Cool. So yeah. So in here, let me go. So if I were to zoom out, I just want to show you what it would look like. Desk and vision would be options, but because I've zoomed in, oh, it's still showing. It's still showing there. There, but if you zoom in tons, you have the hamburger menu. But yeah, let's go to the vision plugin. And here, this is our data sets playground. There's also GROQ.dev where you can get like, there's like another GROQ playground, but this is for our content where we can like practice and like play around with our queries. So the first one I'm going to do is type is equal to product. And we've seen this done multiple times. It's just going to pull out all of the products. But what if I also wanted to get it to be filtered down by the title? So let's go find a title.
Excuse me.
Did you sneeze? Bless you.
Yes. Always. It's like every time we're on the stream, it's like, oh, sneezing.
Oh no, here it comes. So yeah, so by using the logical and, we're going to pull everything that has type product, but also a title that is Happy Kitchen Hamburger. So we're going to run that. And sure enough, we get the single one item that is Happy Kitchen Hamburger. If we don't want all that content, we can of course do a projection and pull out, I mean, we could pull out type and title just so we can see what those are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's using the logical and in the filter. Let's do it some more. So we also can do logical and, actually, let's pull up everything so you can kind of see what we're about to write. So in here, they have tags. So some have tags, some don't have tags, some have, I mean, the tags are all different names. But what if we want to find just the tags? So we can do tags. So now we see that there's DIY, there's Knoll, there's licorice, chocolate. Some have 2 tags. But if we wanted everything that had type product and had chocolate in tags, now we can find everything that has chocolate in it. And if it has something else, that also is fine. It will return that as well. Yeah, does that make sense? Do you have anything to add to this, Lauren?
No, not to this part, but let's try to, like, can we hone in on something that has 2 tags, or we can do, like, what else, what other operator could we use with the tags maybe?
Yeah, so if we did, so we have type product, so everything that's product, and chocolate in tags. If we wanted like chocolate and Japan, we could do and chocolate in, and chocolate in, I was gonna write chocolate in Japan and Japan in tags. Run that and that will come up. But if we wanted to get everything that was chocolate or Japan, we can change that to the or, which is the 2 pipes. Run that query. And now we get everything. Japan's only in one thing. So if Japan was in multiple things, we would get, yeah. But this is chocolate or Japan. And that's why the other ones turn up. That's why when we change it to and, it makes it specific for just those 3 things that we're filtering for. And only one thing has product, chocolate, and Japan.
Right. It has to satisfy both sides of the and, whereas the or, it only has to meet one side of the condition. Yeah.
So if we actually want to see real quick tags. So licorice and chocolate are on many things. So we'll do and chocolate in tags. And no, we'll do or because we want to get everything that has either one.
Yes.
And licorice in tags. And that should work. Except licorice isn't showing up.
Huh.
I feel like.
Let's go back. Can we look at all the tags again?
Yeah. And type product and pull out tags. Yeah. Licorice, chocolate. Oh. Do you think it's the capital L? I bet you it is.
Yeah.
So chocolate is lowercase in tags or capital licorice in tags. Perfect. So when we were actually like doing these earlier, this one kind of like gave us a, like, we were like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool because we expected anything that had chocolate and licorice to show up, and it didn't. It had to be, because something like this came up, and we were like, but there is chocolate and there is licorice, and then we changed it to this, and then it made more sense. But yeah, make sure you're using the correct and or depending on what you want returned.
Yeah, and it's like case specific as well, because I wouldn't necessarily have thought that. I would have thought that if the case didn't matter at all.
Yeah, so good things to like keep in mind, kind of some like gotchas. Okay, so let's do some ors again. So type product, or let's get rid of tags actually. Or we want type vendor. Did we do this one yet?
No, we didn't do this one.
Okay. So this is, so if we go back to desk, we have product, we have vendor, and we have category. So these are like our main types that we have. So we want to pull out everything that's product or vendor and pull out their type. And remember, I think we did order, a pipeline operator, and order in stream.
Yeah.
4, I think.
I think it was.
So,
yes, it was. It was 4.
okay, cool. So yeah, in part 4, we talked about pipeline operator and order. So we're going to tack on what we learned there to this. So we have vendor and product kind of just like mixed together, and we'd rather have them in order. So order.
Let's pull out the title too.
Okay. So type ascending. We'll do title. Cool. So now product is first because it's in ascending order. So now it would be in alphabetical order, and then vendor. What if we wanted to order by type and by title? What would we do?
So for that, if you want to add a second layer of sorting, then you have your underscore type ascending, and then you do comma, and then you can do title ascending. So what you're saying is, first I want you to sort all the types in ascending order, and then I want you to take the titles within each type and sort those in ascending order, which is what you see here, or soon. Yes. So you can, that's okay. So you see we have all the products first, but then their titles are now in ascending alphabetical order.
Yeah, so that it would be like really useful for you're just displaying like the title somewhere, but you want to make sure products and vendors are still split up, but you still need all that to be queried at once and then kept in alphabetical order. So yeah.
Yeah, because I could definitely see where if this was a full complete like candy data set, right? So maybe it wouldn't be type product, but you would have different like candies as type, then you would probably maybe want to have like all the types that are sour and then those titles in order, and then all the types that are, I don't know, like I don't know candy types.
Sweet or sour.
Yeah. I keep thinking of rainbow, but that's not like a candy type.
Rainbow or not rainbow?
What?
You could do like licorice is kind of like rainbow.
Yeah.
You could have, yeah.
Like you obviously want to like group your products in a certain way on the front end to make it easier for, end users who are coming to actually buy the product. But you don't have to do that necessarily in your data set and your content model. You can sort of do it on the fly, which is one of the great things about GROQ, right? Like you can create your sort of your own taxonomy or sorting like on the fly when you need it, but still keep your model intact.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're querying against JSON, not something that you've like predetermined before. And so that's just any of your data, any of your content. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, so we did the logical and, we did the logical or. Now let's do, did we do logical not yet?
No, we didn't.
Okay, let's do the logical not. So if we want, let's get rid of all this. So we want type product, and we'll go back to the chocolate. So we want all of the products that don't have the chocolate tag on it. So, and so the logical, or the not is just like putting the exclamation in front. And because we are also still filtering here, we're going to do parentheses, and we'll do chocolate in tags. So this should return, oh, let's actually open this up and we'll do tags and title. So we should not see chocolate anywhere in this list. Yeah, and some tags don't, like some don't have tags, so we'll just see null. But by doing the not, we're getting everything that's not chocolate. So licorice, DIY is an interesting tag, but
yeah. What I like.
Yeah, what?
Also, like I thought that all Kit Kats had chocolate in them, but I guess not. Like even if it's like, I mean, but like white chocolate isn't technically chocolate.
Well, it could be that somebody didn't put.
Yeah, I know. I'm
just tag. That's on me. I need to add chocolate to that tag.
I'm just being silly.
So yeah. Oh, and that's actually a good point. Maybe you want to find everything that doesn't have chocolate on it, and then you're like, but should it have chocolate? And so this is kind of like a way to make sure your data set is like up to date.
Yeah, and do some cleanup if you need to.
Yeah. Like maybe you missed chocolate somewhere. Okay, and then we will do, so we did that. Hold on, I'm just looking at my notes. So, okay, so now let's do the like greater than or less than type stuff, and we'll keep it in the filtering still. So if we get rid of all of this, put that back, and we do, so type product still, and we're going to get, actually, let me show all of you. So remember, we have to get default product variant. Variant. Prios. When I said the A, I wrote
it. Yeah.
But yeah, run that and we'll pull out the price. So we couldn't, because price is nested within default product variant, we have to do it like this. But if I want to filter by price and I want everything that's like more expensive, like, or the most expensive, let's actually just well, we can keep that.
Yeah.
So we'll do and default product variant dot price, and we'll say this has to be greater than 40. Let's see if we have any candy that's more expensive than 40. We do. Let's pull out the title. What is it? Oh. You have to say that. You have to say it.
No.
I can't say that. Ciaxa de Bonbons, Sortidos Garoto. That's pretty good. That is the most expensive candy in our data set. But you can't eat candy you can't pronounce. That's fair. That is fair. So I'm not allowed to eat with them.
You definitely can. I've done it before plenty of times.
This one's the most expensive one. So we could rename this whole price, this whole thing, to be expensive. Yeah. If we wanted.
$50 so now we just is a lot.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, but it's there if you need it.
Maybe it has like gold in it or something, like gold flakes. Isn't that a thing now? Like putting gold flakes in food?
I think so. So yeah, this candy has gold flakes. It must. And it's more expensive than 40. So we're gonna just call it expensive. But what if we're like, no, anything above 20 is expensive? Let's see. It's still nothing. Okay. Anything more expensive than 15. We got two. So $19.99 gummies and then $49 Garoto. Those are our most expensive items. But yeah, so keeping this in the filter kept, like, it filtered, and then we still just projected whatever we wanted out of that, which is the price and the title. So yeah, it gets easier with a mouthful of candy. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see. Let's do, okay. I also want to show, or we also want to show, it's an and, but it's finding something that if you've been editing in your studio and you forgot to hit publish, or you want to find everything that's not published, there's a way to do that. And let us show you how. So we'll keep product. So type product, and actually let's do type product, and I want to show you all the ID.
Yes.
So the ID right now is this long string of characters. If we wanted to get everything that was a draft, there's a way we can filter down to that. But let's go change one real quick. So let's do product. Which one? You choose.
I'm going with a hockey pulver.
Where is it? There it is. Hockey pulver. We learned today that hockey pulver is salt, like candy salt.
Yeah, like a candy salted like licorice dust.
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was like a disc of maybe like chocolate that was like shaped like a hockey puck, but it's not.
It's not. It's just licorice dust. So this one's been edited, but I have not hit publish. So if we go back to Vision and we now run this, one should say draft. Yep, so drafts is on. Oh, we should pull out title.
Oh,
so
yeah,
on
so
hockey,
it'll make it easier to see. Yeah.
So there's a published hockey pulver, but there's also a draft. See, that's the edit that we did. So let's pull out everything that is a draft. So we'll filter by product and ID in path drafts. And then we'll do the asterisk because it can just be any string after that. And then run that query and we get the one that is in drafts. So this could be really useful for like, say you have like a blog and you want all of your articles, but you don't want to worry about the ones that are still like being worked on. You just want the ones that are published and like live. So this could be a really awesome one. So we would change it to the ones that are not in draft mode. And we would do the not. So not drafts. And now we know we have 11 items that are published.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or maybe you just want to like, I could also see where you would just actually query for your drafts too, to see like if you had, I don't know, use like abandoned drafts. I don't know what you call them, like they're just drafts of just, creating unintentional documents or something to do like, again, like some kind of cleanup or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Cause maybe you don't want drafts and you're like, we shouldn't have any. So let me make sure that there aren't any that are like hiding.
Right.
So yeah. Now the last one we want to do, and this kind of pulls in a lot of what we have learned over the past like streams. I was gonna say months, but it's been a month and a half. It feels like it's been months and months of the stream. But we'll do type product and we will close it off. So we'll do default product variant and we'll get images. So let's run that. So now we have images, but notice how images is an array of content. So this one has one image, this one has 4, this one has 2. So let's say we want every product that has more than one image. So we could do images and we can make sure if it has a spot in the 1 position, because 0 would be the 0. If there's a spot in the 1 position, then we know that it has more than 1. So if we run that, this one doesn't have a second one, so it's just null. But this one still returns that second spot. So we'll do images, then we'll open it up, and we want to get the asset information, but it is a type reference. So we want to dereference that asset. And to dereference, we do this little like arrow thing. So if we run that now, we can come in here, and our second image within this item, this is all of the this like information we get when we dereference it. We don't want all of that. We just want, we'll do original file name, and we'll do metadata. And original file name will just come up, but metadata looks like we have to do something. So let's actually get dimensions, and let's take it even further, and let's get just the height. And let's run that. And now we have everything that has a second image, and we are getting the height of every one of those. So that's just kind of like using a little bit of everything that we've talked over the past couple streams and kind of like putting it all together. And we could have done like an and or an or, but we were talking about that. So yeah.
Yeah. Or we could like, you know, and then you could go back and like, if you wanted to order by like height size for whatever reason, or I could also see like if you did like file size or something, maybe you wanted to see like, oh, are there a lot of images being uploaded to this document type that have really large file sizes? Maybe we need to work on like doing something with those, or talking to whoever created the content, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's it. That's all that we have for today. And thank you everyone for joining. Remember, space exploration.
Yes, it's the final frontier.
Final frontier. That is the way to go. Thank you everyone in chat for hanging out. Lauren, do you have any final words before we say goodbye?
Live long and prosper.
Right on. Thank you everyone, and we will see you next week.
Bye everyone.
Bye.